What is up, y'all? Welcome to Expert Rookie. It is yours truly, Rylesby. And today, we're starting something new. A podcast to get... Great start. Okay, I also am not editing this moving forward because, first of all, if I can't embody fucking up and moving on and literally just winging it, nobody else is going to be able to do it. So... if that made sense. My whole point is that I'm embodying what I preach, and fuck-ups are completely okay. So, fuck it up and find out, or fluck it up and find out, as I like to say. Anyway, welcome to Expert Rookie. We are doing a new series called A Podcast a Day Keeps the Doctors Away. And that's right, it's going to be me giving you all of that sweet, sweet love advice. Not love advice, this is not... Woo! We're doing great! This is going to be me giving you all of that advice that you so desperately crave about life, love, relationships, just about understanding yourself. It's about figuring out how to be an expert rookie in real time when the world is screaming at you to just stay small, stay safe, and stay where you are. But we aren't about that on this podcast. We are about expansion. We are about growth. We're about understanding ourselves better and becoming the person that we were meant to be. That is right. I'm doing this right alongside you. We are going on the journey together. And so today, I wanted to share with you the couple of things I've learned since moving to Austin. And let me count because there is a list of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to go over the 7 things I've learned since moving to Austin that will hopefully change your perspective on life. Because let me tell you, in the last, hold on, I'm doing mental math, May, June, almost 2 months now, I have learned so much that has drastically changed my output, my understanding of reality. I mean, it's changed both. Literally, the content I'm putting out, my output as a person, my business output completely changed. And then just my concept and understanding of the world and what I can actually achieve has based literally on my understanding of these things. So let's dive right in. Quick pause though, because I do need to take a sip of coffee. Yes, it's coffee at 3:30 in the afternoon, but sometimes, I don't know what just happened there. Sometimes it's necessary. Okay? For all of my caffeine addicts out there, raise a hand. I got your back. Let's fucking go. Cheers. I just spilled on myself, yikes. Does anyone else gulp loudly? I feel like that's a problem of mine. Like, whenever I sip water or drink anything in life, it's like, oh, that was such a weird sound. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. I promise I'm gonna be normal. Who am I kidding? I can't promise that. This shit is unhinged over here. Anyway, the first lesson I learned is this. Find a laugh in everything. If you can't, life won't be fun. And it won't be worth it. Life is inherently hard. There is so much stress, pressure, and honestly, just shit that fucking goes on. But it's our job to figure out where to find the fun in it. And if we can't do that, then what are we doing? For years, I had this belief that life was supposed to be stressful. It was supposed to suck. And that's how I would connect with people. Because if we're both going through the pain together, we'll be okay. Which, yes, that is true. But at some point, when everything becomes a problem, where's the relief? Where's the fun in that? There is no more joy if everything becomes a problem and that is all you use as your basis for connection. Negativity is not a form of friendship. And you might be saying, oh, well, Riley, I don't do that. Look at your life. Do you play the victim? Do you make every problem come back to you somehow? Do you see your friends and be like, dude, me too, we all got problems? Because listen, you ain't special. We all have problems. But what sets you apart is your ability to find the happiness and the joy when life is inherently hard and when those problems come up. Don't succumb to the masses. Don't be like everyone else who is just riddled in negativity and the problems of their life. Find the joy in that problem. One of the things that I do every morning, either by myself or with my roommates, is I name 3 things that I'm grateful for. And we even did it this morning on our run. We're literally going through Barton Springs. And also, I don't know why my camera is crapping out, so I'm sorry just in advance, but we're going to roll with it. We are going through Barton Springs. And Kate asked me, she's like, what are 3 things you're grateful for this morning? And my 3 for today was waking up, being alive, and being there in that moment with my friends and my community. And immediately, my perspective on the day shifted. Because if I'm going to be honest, this morning was a little rough. I had to send a couple of texts that I didn't... You know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to sugarcoat this shit. My relationships within my family, with my mom and my dad, are changing because of me. Because I want things to look differently. And I said that I needed space so that I could grow into the woman that I could become. And that is a very hard and difficult relationship to say that to the people who mean the most to you in the world. But I knew it had to be done for the woman that I'm becoming. Because if I am to get into this higher self, if I am to be everything that I'm meant to be, I needed space. And that is an okay thing to say. And it is said with so much love. And it is there because I know I'm going to become everything I'm meant to be because of it. And I know our relationship will grow because of it. But I knew that conversation was coming up. So in the back of my head, during this run, I definitely felt off. And as soon as we had those 3 things of gratitude, as soon as we talked about what we're grateful for, it just reminded me of how awesome this life is. Listen, there is shit going on left and right. You look at the news and you can find some shit real easy. I'm sure you can look at your own life, look at your finances, your friend. Like, it's really easy to find shit if you want to look for it. But it's also really easy to find good things if you want to look for it too. And that was exactly what I did this morning. I found the good, and immediately I felt this overwhelm of peace and love. And I remembered who I was and what my purpose is and what I'm trying to do. And I just remembered that life is meant to be fun. And it's my job to find the fun in it, though. We can't just go through life passively. Because when you go through life passively, the world controls you. But at the end of the day, when you make choices, you control the world, you control your reality, and you control your outcomes. You don't have to live this fucking shitty, negative, sad life where you're working 9 to 5 and you hate the job that you're in. You don't have to hate the home that you're in. You don't have to be riddled with anxiety constantly. You don't have to fear making friends, or you don't have to fear being seen by people online. You don't have to fear that someone won't like you. Because your happiness comes from what you choose to see. And if you choose to see those moments as beautiful and fun and find hilarious moments in it, yes, if you call me autistic, I do know you're flirting with me. Okay? So I'm here, baby. But like, literally just find the fun in it. I thought about using this pan as my microphone today. It's pretty sexy, don't you think? except I couldn't figure out how to attach, so we're not doing that. But like, just find little things to make life more fun. And in that humor, we literally raise our internal vibration. We put our heart into coherence, because gratitude is the greatest frequency that you can possibly have. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I'm going to take a quick sidebar and explain. You know about energy. It exists. Look at any physics quiz, test, textbook. It's there. Energy exists in this world. It also exists within you. You need energy to move. That is what food gives you. Food gives you energy. You know, through breaking down the nutrients, it goes into your blood goes to your muscles, and then you move, yada, yada. Your energy can also be determined by what state of mind you're in. And you'll notice that sometimes when you're really happy, your energy feels up. It feels excited. When you feel down and sad, you feel depleted, deflated, depressed. And so by going into a state of gratitude, by thinking about the things that actually make you happy, or why you're so thankful to be here, it actually raises the energy levels within you. And it puts your heart into a state of what's called coherence, which is where your breath actually matches the rhythm of your heart. And it calms you down, and it releases your stress. So by bringing in humor and gratitude, we are actually able to calm our anxiety. And I highly, highly, highly recommend you doing that, or integrating this practice into your daily life, and just seeing how it changes your state, your feeling, your being, and how it changes your perspective on the world for that day. So that's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2. Hold on, I want to say this to the camera, so give me a minute. This is a crazy one, you guys. Okay. You can have everything you want in life. And specifically, you can have all the people that you've ever wanted to be in your life around you. You can have all of the people that love you surrounding you. But if you don't love yourself, it won't matter. I was sitting on a rooftop full of people that love me. And yet I had an and yet I had an emptiness in my stomach. And I didn't know why. And I was like, how can I be with so many people who love me? How can I be in the middle of everything that I've ever wanted in this life right now and not be happy? And it was because I realized, oh my God, I have not been showing myself love. I have not been giving to myself the love and grace that I deserve. I've been trying to please everyone else. Why am I not trying to please myself? We get so caught up in this act of performing for our job, our partner, our family. We perform and forget that the only real relationship in this life is the one with yourself. That is the most important one. I freaking love Johnny Pearson so much. He's actually putting this quote on a hat right now that says, "And you are the thing you have been building all along." I think that's the quote. If it's not the quote, whatever. But that is literally like, that is everything. If you are not building a relationship with yourself, you're not building anything. You have no foundation for the life that you're living. And you will crack. You will break. When the tough times come, you are going to be down on yourself because you didn't build that foundation of loving you, choosing you, and picking you each and every day. You chose everyone else but yourself. And why do you do that? Because you believe you're not worthy of love. In reality, you are the only thing that is worthy of love. You deserve the most love in this world. You're just afraid to give it to yourself because everyone else has told you that that is selfish, or that it's wrong, or that it's bad. You're afraid to be seen as obsessed with yourself because that means, oh shit, I don't actually have anything to talk to you people about because you all hate yourselves. Fuck. Sorry, I love myself so much. You keep yourself down and small, and you don't love yourself because you think that will allow you to belong with other people. You just have to belong with yourself. That is the only relationship that matters in this lifetime. And if you can't build that foundation within you, you're never going to be happy. You'll have all of the people around you who have ever mattered in your life, and you're still not going to be happy. You'll have the house, the car, the business. You're still not going to be happy because you don't love you. And you're going to wonder why everything feels empty. Well, maybe it's because you didn't focus on building a relationship with yourself. Being true to who you are, being yourself, laughing at yourself, understanding that the ugly parts of you are actually the beautiful parts of you. The parts of you that everyone told you to shut down are actually the most incredible parts of you, is how you learn to love yourself. It is how you build that unbreakable relationship with yourself. And that is one of the biggest realizations I had standing on that rooftop of, oh my God, I have not been giving to me for all these years because I've been using success as something that makes me worthy. Wait, how do I want to say this? Hold on. When I was standing on that rooftop, I believed my success was what would give me validation that I am worthy. Instead of realizing that just me being me, my presence alone, that is what makes me worthy. I don't even have to say a damn thing. When you look at a baby, that baby can do nothing. It can't feed itself, can barely poop by itself. It can't walk, it can't talk, it literally can't do anything, but yet you love it still. It is perfect just the way it is. That is you too. Your presence, you just being there, you don't have to talk or walk or poop or do anything else other than just be you, and that is enough. And I know it's really, really hard to hardwire that or re-hardwire that belief within you. Because for so long, we've been told we're wrong. Hell, I had my own family literally say to me, what are you doing with your hands? Why are you using your hands so much to talk? I don't know. It's because I just fucking do. I'm sorry that's a problem to you. I'm sorry that triggers you. But I genuinely don't give an F. This is just who I am. And if that's a problem to you, I'm sorry. Walk away. But your presence is enough, and you need to stop listening to people and things who tell you you're not. And it can be subtle as hell. Sometimes the people we love the most are the ones that are holding us back the most. And I've said this on a podcast too, because we trigger them, right? We do things that make them uncomfortable. But what true unconditional love is not having judgment. The Bible talks about unconditional love, and the passage, 1 Corinthians, that talks about love is patient, love is kind, came up last night in conversation. And we hear this idea of unconditional love so often between religion and how romance should feel and all this bullshit, right? And it has become such a cliche that we don't actually know what unconditional love really means. And we are so hardwired to judge the world around us that we literally love ourselves with conditions. We love our family with conditions, right? I love you so much, but you're not clean. I love you so much, but you talk too loud. I love you so much, but you're too sensitive. Stop doing that. I love you so much, but you didn't ace your test. You got a D on your test. Be better. It's constantly be better, be better, be better. What if you were to just be? Would that be enough? What I've realized is it is. You are just enough. You are just allowed to be. And I think we say this, but then we don't know how to integrate it, right? Because I'm spewing bars right now, but you're like, I don't even know how to just sit and be, Rye. I don't know how to just fucking do the damn thing of existing in this life. So on to a next lesson. Learning how to just be. Yes, means sitting in the silence. It means meditating. It means taking 10 minutes a day with no music, no podcast, no anything, to just sit with you. But it also means taking the actions that you're afraid to take. It means letting go of the relationships that are holding you back, the people, the friends, maybe the family that are holding you back. It means making decisions even when you can't see the outcome. When we future pace, we start to overthink. And when we start to overthink, we outsource our problems, right? Because we want someone else to make the decision for us. And when we do that, we lose trust in ourselves and we don't believe we are capable of making the right decision that will keep us safe. But if you would just make the decision and find the good in that decision, because nothing is inherently right or wrong. It's the meaning that we give it, right? I came to Austin and I could have said this was a really shitty situation for a lot of reasons, but instead I found all of the fucking good things in it. This house, I've had to fight off like literally, I think it's up to 19 or 20 cockroaches right now. Do I look like a fighter? I ain't a fighter. I'm a lover. But yet I'm over here fighting cockroaches. And I could have been like, this house sucks. There's so many cockroaches in it. No, this house is the best thing that could have ever happened to me. It came so easy. Because of this house, I have made lifelong friends and I've built a community in this home. It is the cutest little setup you've ever seen on the planet. I mean, look at my little studio. Are we not fucking rocking? I could have been like, oh, this house doesn't have a coffee machine. What the fuck? What a lame house. No, I just get to go to my favorite coffee shop every day now because of it. Oh my God, you have to spend more money. Oh my God, I'm so blessed to be able to spend this money. Thank you, God, for providing. Everything you see, every choice you make is a lens that you decide to look through it with. But you have to show up and you have to make the conscious effort to do that. And that's not easy. I will admit it has taken me literally 27 years to fucking get to this point. But also, wait. You know what? Hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll talk about this at the end of the podcast, okay? Stick with me, y'all. We're moving on to the next lesson, okay? Oh, this one's good. I think... Hold on. Okay. I'm going to switch some things around. All right. I have learned while being here that solitude is a trauma response and a healing response. We have to talk about going into solitude to learn more about ourselves, to heal, to meditate, to grow, to understand the relationship with us better. Dude, we all thought Aaron Rodgers was crazy for doing a 4-day solitude retreat. Like, literally, we all thought he was insane. Like, I kind of thought bro was batshit. I thought he was ruining the Packers. But I don't think he was. He was healing parts of him that he needed to heal. He was looking at his life and making the changes he needed to change. But as much as it's a healing response, solitude is also a trauma response. I realized when I was here in Austin that I would purposely put myself in solitude because that is what felt safe. If I was in solitude, no one could hurt me. No one could see me fuck up. No one could hate me for just being myself. No one could get mad at me for what I said or the questions I asked. And so if I was in solitude, I couldn't be hurt. So then I come to Austin, and I am surrounded by community and by people, and my body is yelling at me to retreat to solitude. It is yelling at me to get a hotel, live alone, literally, which I do want to live alone. That's a side note. But literally to do anything to just fucking be alone. Because if they see who you really are, they will hate you. And I did that for so many years to protect myself. Every time that I felt not seen or not heard by my roommates, every time that I would set a boundary with my roommate and then she wouldn't respect it, right? Like, this is gonna sound really fucking stupid, but it's the best example that I can give. I would ask for the dishes to be clean, and they were never cleaned, right? So I would go in my room and I would hide. Or I asked her not to go, this actually was more of a problem. I asked her not to go in my closet at one point, and she would just go in, grab whatever she needed. I felt like I had no security, so I would just shut myself off in this room. And then when she was just being out and about in our apartment, I would get so triggered because I was holding on to all this resentment that had built up that I would go into my room and hide instead of facing her and telling her what the issues are and why this is not working. I literally used that solitude as a trauma response. And then I carried it into the next roommate situation. And anytime I was irritated with my roommates, or I was frustrated, or I didn't feel like myself, or I was going through something and didn't want to be a burden, I would just solitude myself away, gone, done. And I would just bottle it up in me. Uh-oh, we lost the camera. Hold on. Well, that didn't work. All right, I know I said I was going to do this in one take, but... Okay, small interlude. We're going to try this again, but... Solitude. The whole point is sometimes we isolate ourselves from people and situations to keep us safe. And in the moment it does. But then we take that mentality and we bring it into life moving forward. And we use the experiences that are happening in our life to confirm that we need more solitude, instead of realizing that we don't anymore. That was a past life experience that has nothing to do with the people and things that are in front of us right now. We don't need to isolate. We don't need to hide ourselves away anymore. We are in the good part of life. We are in the good chapter. And my brain, let me tell you, when it came to all of these incredible people that I'm meeting and being with, my brain was screaming that I was repeating every mistake that I had made with every previous roommate. It was telling me their personalities are the same. They're going to fucking manipulate you. They're going to hate you. They're not going to respect your boundaries. These people are not the same people. My trauma response does not have to exist because this is not the same situation. But it is also our choice to handle things differently. Change your actions, change your outcome. I stopped isolating away. I leaned into the people who love me here, who choose me here. I leaned into my community. I leaned into my roommates. And because of that, I've never felt so much love in my life. But I had to lean into it, not isolate away from it. You are both your greatest power and your greatest enemy. We have the incredible ability to do amazing things. But we often talk ourselves out of doing those things. Pause. I need a sip. We talk ourselves out of doing those things because we talk ourselves out of Jesus Christ. We talk ourselves out of doing those things. You know what? I also have to clip this for socials, so we're going to pause. We talk ourselves out of doing those things because deep down, we don't believe we can actually accomplish anything. We actually are afraid of potential success. We're scared that success means we might have to work hard, or success means we might actually have to do things differently in our life. And if we do things differently, we don't know what that looks like because we've been doing the same shit for 27, 35, 47, 60 years. And that has kept us safe if we do everything this way. And our brain tells us that. And it keeps us small and it limits us. But every time we choose to lean into discomfort, we grow ourselves and we realize how truly powerful we can become. I keep changing the offer on my business because I didn't believe in myself. Because I was so afraid that I might actually get success, that I might have to work hard, and that we actually don't know what success looks like because success is really scary and we've never actually had it before. But what if you bet on yourself? What if you stopped avoiding what you were saying that you were going to do? You did that with the podcast. Can you do it with the business, Rye? I realized that I've been literally limiting myself because I am so afraid that it might actually work out. I didn't believe in myself because I had been told so long to be small and to not go in on myself and to take the safe route, do the 9-to-5. I'd watched everyone else succeed in a 9-to-5. Why couldn't I? I kept using this pattern of finding my passion to not actually go all in on myself. Literally, I've had like 7 jobs in 5 years, and I kept thinking, "Oh, I'm finding my passion. I'm pursuing my passion. I'm doing what I love." But then I would get there, and it would suck, or it wouldn't be what I wanted, or the culture of the company was toxic, or whatever, right? And it's not to negate all of those experiences because they were true. But then I got to Austin, And I'm sitting here after 5 years of being involved with incredibly toxic companies, being jobless, up and down, having a job, then not having a job, then having a job, then not having a job. And I get to Austin and I'm like, I'm ready to go all in on myself. And I start doing the podcast. And I'm like, this is amazing. I'm finally doing it. And then I start my business and I'm like, this is amazing. I'm finally doing it. But then I'm like, wait, I'm not actually passionate about this. Wait, I don't know what I'm doing. Wait, let me overthink this for 25 more years. And then we'll go all in on ourselves. And I keep holding myself back because I didn't trust myself. Because my enemy up here told me, hold on. We don't go there. We don't go there. I'm glad we got you this far. This is great. But if we go any further, we don't know where that takes us. So why would we go there? Your greatest power and your greatest enemy. Your brain will limit you to keep you safe. It will tell you lies to keep you where you are because it doesn't want you to be rejected, to be alone, starving, scared, homeless. It literally catastrophizes the situation because if we do that, we could fail. Your greatest enemy is your own self. And we often limit our potential and how amazing we can be because of that. That is why I am launching my new offer today. What I am doing is helping build a community of people that actually trust themselves to take the risks they've never been able to take, to love themselves so deeply. Nothing in this world can stop them from achieving any goal they want to achieve and from being the person they were meant to be. That's what I'm doing today. And it's all because of this experience that I've had here in Austin of betting on myself and learning how to love and trust me. Learning to go all in on myself. Learning to just be fucking grateful and present in this moment. And that's not always easy to do. But I want to spread that love and that joy and everything I've learned with other people. Respectfully, screw every other business idea I've tried to do. This is what I'm doing with my life. And I also want to say this, because you all are going to be the first to hear it. I will have the biggest podcast in the world. It will inspire hundreds of thousands of people, and it will touch millions of lives. I know I'm here to make a great impact on this world. I am building a culture of resilient minds and people who are not afraid to bet on themselves. And this right here, today, this podcast, this business is where it all starts. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And thank you for betting on yourself. Actually, give yourself a pat on the back. I'm proud of you. If I could hug you right now, I would. But this is where it all begins. And we're going to fucking do it together. So yeah, that was a cool thing that I was like, hinting at before, is that I'm launching a new offer. But I can't wait to share this with you guys. And I just know how amazing the world can be when you fully accept who you are and what you actually want to do and start going fucking after that. So, okay, sidebar, we're going to get into the next life lesson that I learned. This is a deep one. It's a banger. I'm not going to lie. I am not going to lie. Okay. If your thoughts are abusive to you, you are in a form of domestic violence with yourself. I want to read this definition of Jesus, hello, Riley. I want to read this definition of domestic violence with you because it's going to make a lot more sense. It doesn't have to just be with a physical partner. It is with your mind. And if you can't see that, if you don't realize that the thoughts you have in your head are actually hurting you, abusing you, and taking advantage of you, then you will continue to hate yourself, hurt yourself, and not love yourself. And I don't want you to do that. Domestic violence is a pattern of abusive behavior in any relationship, even the one with yourself. And it can be used to maintain power, control. It can be physical, sexual, emotional, economic, psychological, technical, and it causes threat. Sorry, let me reread that. It's coercive behavior that influences it's coercive behavior that influences a person. I just want you to sit with that for a minute. Does that sound like the relationship you have with your own mind? Are your thoughts manipulative, abusive? Do they tear you down psychologically and emotionally? Do they hurt you? Because if they do, you are in a domestic abuse relationship with yourself. I know this because I had that relationship with myself. My thoughts were abusive to me. They hurt me. They tore me down in ways that are indescribable. They told me the 4 words that hurt the most. I am not enough. My own mind did that to me because it was trying to protect me. I want to give a shout out to Nick Comedina here because I think this is a really fucking good example of what our mind and our subconscious is often like. A child hears his dad on the phone saying, God, I just wish my car was clean. If my car was clean, life would be good and all would be great. And so the child thinks, I'm going to help dad out. Let me go wash his car. So the child goes under the sink and he grabs bleach and I don't know what those are called, but you know the scrubs that are metal that you use to like really scrub a pan, but it's metal. It's not good. So you're taking metal and bleach. And this kid goes out to the car and cleans the car with metal and bleach. And you can imagine what this car looks like. Fucking looks worse than Lightning McQueen after losing the race. Like, not good, brother, not good. Paint scratched off. Tire might even be popped. I don't know. Like, this car is not in good condition, right? And the dad comes out and he sees the car. And your dad is just yelling. Like, what the fuck did you do, right? That's the relationship we have with ourselves. We want certain things. We're the dad. We're like, I'm trying to think. I want a healthy relationship. I want a partner who loves me. I want to just have a partner in general, right? That's what you say. And your subconscious says, okay, let me go do that for you. But your subconscious doesn't have any of the tools to actually go and do the damn thing. So it takes what it knows, your beliefs, your values, your morals, and how you see the world, and makes that a part of your reality. So what does it bring into you? A terrible boyfriend who doesn't take you out on dates, who literally pays no attention to you, who tells you your dreams suck, who tells you not to go after them, who doesn't cook you dinner. I'm just saying, you bring into your life then things that are not actually what you want, but that's because you believe that is what you deserve. And you haven't given your subconscious any of the tools to really solve the problem. And then what we do, because this is the real anxiety cycle, is you as the father, you get mad at the kid. You in your head get mad at your subconscious. You're like, why the fuck are you telling me all these things? I'm so annoyed and I'm anxious and I'm frustrated. And then your brain fights back, right? It judges you, it gets hurt, it gets sad. And the anxiety cycle is you're fighting your brain constantly. And then your brain gets mad at you because it's like, why are you like this? Why are you so anxious? And then you're like, I don't know how to change that. And it's like, be better. And you just have this fucking anxiety cycle going constantly. And you're like, shut the fuck up. But if we just come at ourselves with some grace when things happen in our lives, when things don't go right, when we come at it with love, when we say, you know, this isn't what I had planned, but it's okay, we'll make the best of it. Thank you so much for cleaning my car, but let me show you how I actually want to have it done. Thank you so much for showing me an opportunity with a potential partner, but that is not what I'm looking for in this life. Wouldn't things change if you showed yourself a little grace? Wouldn't the anxiety in your head calm down if you did? Wouldn't you learn to love yourself a little more if you showed yourself grace in these moments where you don't actually want to give yourself grace? Would it be so bad if you did give yourself grace? I take a beat because it's really, really important to realize how abusive we are in our own heads. My anxiety, language check. The anxiety I often feel when I'm surrounded by people is I have no idea what to say. And then I go to say something and I can't think of something, or sometimes I'm a perfect example for you right now, right? I say I can't think of something and then I can't. And then my brain is like, oh my God, you suck because you can't think of something, right? And that spiral starts. And then you think to yourself, I'm the worst person ever. And then that spirals again. And it's just like this constant anxiety loop that you give yourself instead of just giving yourself grace. Instead of just showing up and saying, hey, my presence is enough. I'm allowed to be here. I am welcomed here. I am loved here. And this is enough. And that's okay. And if no one else sees it, that's all right. Because again, the most important relationship is the relationship with yourself, not with anyone else. So that last one was pretty heavy, I'm not gonna lie. And that's why I've kind of taken it down a beat, but I really want you to sit with that and think about the relationship you're building with yourself. Because as an expert rookie in life, in love, and happiness, and wealth, and business, that is the number one realization that has literally changed everything for me. It is the realization of that if this relationship doesn't change, I will never ever become the person that I'm going to become. I will never get where I'm going. I won't have the biggest podcast in the world. I won't be able to help millions of lives if I don't change that in my head. And I have worked for so long now to do it. And I am now on the other side of it. It doesn't mean I don't get anxiety. We're all human. We get anxiety. It's literally biologically put in our DNA. Hold on. But what I know is how to love myself and give myself grace. And to not let an abuser in, aka my thoughts that tell me the things that are not true. I don't allow people in my life that are going to limit me. I don't negotiate with myself anymore. Every day I take steps towards becoming the woman I'm going to be. And those are the things that actually build up self-trust. The abuser has no ground to stand on anymore. I love you guys so much. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for letting me show up with my crippling form of autism and my just absolute chaos, and the fact that I can't speak eloquently, and the fact that I have probably used like about 100 times in here, and the fact that I just use and 100 times, and I'm just me. Thank you for letting me be me. I cannot wait to see the person you become. I know there is someone so amazing in you, and everything that I'm learning, everything that I have learned in the past is something I'm going to bring to you so that you can become the best person in this world and the person you know you were meant to be. I love you so much. Cheers to fucking it up and finding out. And I hope these couple of things help you find out who you're meant to be. All right, y'all. I'm so sorry. I just screamed into the microphone. All right, y'all. I love you so much. I'll see you later.